promise you I cannot see. Sun is shining down this morning. So as you're coming in, let me know if you can hear me. I do not have my AirPods this morning. I think I'm gonna have to turn around and get something. Good morning. Good morning. I got to turn around. Oh, I got it. Thank God. I didn't want to have to turn around. I got it. It's in my back seat. So, good morning. You have a do now as you come in. Oh, sorry about that. You have a do now as you come in. Hit like. Hit share. Hello from Texas. Show some digital love. If you ask why I'm wearing my hair like this morning, I just feel like it. Let me know if you all can hear me well, because I don't have my AirPods in, so I don't really know how this sound is going to be. Because I don't have my AirPods this morning. Thought I'll have to go back and get my bag. But I'm going right into the topic, so if you're not catching this live, you can watch the replay. Why the middle class and millennials are broke. And then just talking about Kanye West receiving 64. Thank you so much. You can hear. Fine. Thank you so much. Can't hear you. Okay, thank you. About Kanye West receiving $68 million back in taxes, and Amazon paying $0 back in taxes. So whether you are watching this live before I get my perspective on it or in the replay, I just want to have your opinion on it. So put in a comment. Would you rather have the 68 mil? Put MILL. Would you rather have the 68 mil? Or would you rather pay back $0? Right? I want you all to put this live. If you're watching live, I want you to comment if you can, if you're not driving, if you're hands-free. Would you prefer to have the 68 mil? Right? So if you would prefer the 68 mil, thank you for the digital love. Or I'll take my hair down now. Or to pay back $0. Right? Let me know. Put a $0, $0. All right, pay back $0. I got that comment. Or the 68 mil. Right? And then I'll give you my answer at the end of the video. And now, for right now, while people are commenting, I'm going to answer the question, and I'm not talking about the stats of someone, a statistician collecting stats. I'm talking about, for me, looking at hundreds of credit reports from all across the state, right? And my opinion or observation of that, of why the middle class and millennials are broke. Why the middle class and millennials are broke. So we know that, to be considered middle class for our parents or maybe our grandparents, all you have to do is technically own a home. Good morning, Antonio. To be buying a home, rather, to be a home buyer, to have a good pension in place, pension plan, and basically that qualify you as the middle class in their era, right? Let me adjust my phone. That's it. And I saw it was sliding. So that hold on. Might not be my best video. So that pretty much qualified them for a middle class, right? In that time frame. Well, the Fed has cut interest rate for the third time this year. which means that if you have a 401k, you definitely need to watch that very carefully, because your 401k is about to take a dip, or is already taking a dip in its investments. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Number one is education in most areas. I'm here in Mississippi, where a lot of our schools at the middle school levels, at level for the youth, millennials, are not receiving some type of business and technology training, right? And we know artificial intelligence, AI, are taking over the job market economy, and millennials are not prepared. And the only technology that millennials are getting exposed to at this point is playing games like Fortnite and cell phone. Now, I'm not against any child that want to be a gamer. I know it's big business in the gaming world, but they also need to be introduced to coding. They also need to get introduced to doing true business and not just selling products out of their homes, right? What it means to have a business entity, what it means to develop your intellectual property, meaning your ideas, and getting that copyrighted or trademarked, right? So you can have protection so no one steals your idea and monetize it and make money off of it. And the middle class is pretty much broke because they are really trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, they need to know they do. And what I mean by middle class is they're saying, oh, it doesn't matter to me what my neighbor has. I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. But you are trying to have that luxury vehicle to drive to work for the affirmation of your coworkers, that they can see that you're driving some type of luxury vehicle. There are people that's abusing student loans. I had a conversation with someone some months ago that had thousands and thousands of dollars, 6 digits of student loans, and his career in life was truck driving. And I'm like, it took you thousands of dollars of student loan debt to be a truck driver? Oh no, I went to this Ivy League school and I thought I wanted to be this. And no, really, people take out student loans and they don't use it for college education. And that's why the student loan debt is $1.5 trillion. They misabuse student loans. They take them out for personal reasons and not to gain anything college-wise. And then the people that are using student loans for college, they're not even selecting occupations or jobs that will pay them a high enough income to service their debt. Kids don't realize all the opportunities they have out here. That's true, Nana. And so you're not even getting jobs. You know, people are excited if they have a $70,000 or $80,000 a year income. You're only bringing home about $60,000 or $120,000 a year income. You're bringing home, because by the time you get taxed, FICA, Medicare comes out, state taxes in some states, except Florida and Texas, federal taxes, all of these incentives that come out of your paycheck, right? And now you are abusing student loans and you're not utilizing them to get degrees. For example, did you all know people that have mostly doctoral degrees, specialist degrees, lawyers, they pay 60% in taxes? Or people that earn, over $100,000. And now back to the Kanye 68 million or the Amazon 0. Thank you for the digital love. It is no way that Kanye with Yeezy Incorporated should be getting that much back. Now it's better not to owe. You know, it's better to get a return versus owing money to the IRS any day of the week. And most people that owe the IRS are those with a combined income or just an earned income of $100,000. Those are the ones that's paying the taxes. That's why I told you all, specialists, I teach the cash flow quadrant, where you have employees, people that specialize, have doctorate degrees, specialize in certain things, independent contractors, don't make six figures. They're the one paying the tax bill of America, and they don't have the financial education to reduce the amount of taxes that they're paying. So, teach people all the time, in order for you to get a refund, you are getting back from the government money that you have given them all year long at 0% interest that come out of your paycheck. Right? And some people say they prefer that because they don't budget well. I'd rather get it back at the end of the year in a lump sum, and that's fine if you are spending it on things when you get your tax return that will bring you more money throughout the year, so that you can have the money that you need to budget effectively. Right? Stop using the excuse, I don't budget well. Learn how to budget well, because you are giving your money, and then you're giving it on average an additional $200 away to the government in the form of taxes out of your paycheck, on average $200 to $400, because you don't understand the tax law. And so that's, in a nutshell, that's why millennials and middle class, that's why the middle class is shrinking. That's why an additional $200 out of most people's paycheck will prevent them from filing bankruptcy. And usually that $200 or higher is taken out of taxes, in which they can control. So, usually people that say, I'd rather get the $68 million back, that's the same scenario of people that would say, you know what, I don't mind giving my money away and not earning interest on it throughout the year to the government, just long as I get $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 back at the end of the year. And throughout the year, you keep that for 2 or 3 months, and throughout the year, you're struggling again. You go out, buy vehicles you can't afford. You got to buy a new TV for some reason. I don't know why. TV sell at their best at income tax return. You got to upgrade the television. Oh, I know why. The same reason why the youth engage in Fortnite and online games, because people want to escape their reality. They want to escape their reality. They want to watch these shows, the Housewives of Atlanta or whatever. I don't really even know, because I don't watch that much television, and people don't want to take time to be educated about their finances, and they want the social media attention of them traveling and wasting money on vacations they can't afford, on supporting sports team, right? Going buying these, expensive tickets. If you can afford it, that's different. But, I just mind you that if I'm going to watch a sports team play, I'm going to get a tax deduction from it. I'm going to get some of my money back. See, you're going out spending money and spending, your finances on NFL or NBA games, and you're not getting any tax deductions from it. Meaning that you're not getting a percentage of your money back. So for people that maybe think about the $68 million that they're getting back, that Kanye should have people, Mr. West should have people around him to advise him how to leverage out like Amazon and get zero back and make billions. Amazon made billions, not millions. Right? And what Kanye West considered, debt, he said a couple of years ago he was in debt with his business. Well, my perspective on that, how are you in debt when debt money is not even taxed? And I know a lot of people say, well, you get interest rate on it, but if you use borrowed money for business use, even that interest rate or that money can be tax deductible. So you can make more money and pay, and pay zero in taxes. Save about 60% of the money that you're making. Or you cannot have tax shelters and continue to get tax return and give your money away throughout the year, right, to the government. So, hey, I think I'm in an area that my reception is going to be lost. It usually is at this point. But I'm signing off. You all have a fantastic Friday. Get your credit up for the holidays. I do receive sometimes 30 to 50 emails a day. But, just be patient on your emails or your credit consultation. Allow me 3 to 5 business days. Visit my website at www.fixmycreditandcash.com, or send me an email at LD, that's for Latanya Deloach, LD@fixmycreditandcash.com. Get your credit up for the holidays. Be mindful of what you're spending money on on these holidays. We are entering our recession with the third Fed interest rate cut, because that lets you know the economy is not producing. So the Fed try to cut interest rates because no one is borrowing money. A lot of times they don't qualify credit wise. And the people that are qualified to borrow money at this point are using it. The wealthy are using it, or they're waiting. They're sitting on that money to make investments. So when the economy crashes, they can take advantage of the deals, right? And they can bring more money, whether it's the housing market, houses, going for cheap again, like 2008. Getting the bank's money for cheap because they have their credit and cash flow in place, and they can do that. So if you truly consider yourself middle class, then your credit should be in place to do that as well and utilize those strategies. So I'm signing off. You all have a great Friday. And whether you're watching this live on the replay, don't forget to leave the comments.